You studied for 2 hours last night. You understood it. You felt good about it. You closed the book, and this morning you opened the exam paper, looked at the first question, and your mind was completely blank. Not hazy, not partially there, gone. So you did what everyone does. You blamed yourself. Bad memory. Not smart enough. Just not a studying person. Here's what nobody told you. Your brain did not fail you. It did exactly what it was designed to do. Forgetting is not a bug. It is the default setting. And the system in this video will give you a 4-step recall method that makes forgetting structurally impossible. Step 1. The closed book test. After every study session, every single one, close everything. No notes, no textbook, no phone. And write down everything you can remember from what you just studied. From scratch, in your own words. Not what you think you should remember. Not what you hope is in there. What you can actually produce right now with nothing in front of you. Why it works. The act of retrieval is itself the learning event. Every time you struggle to pull something out of your memory, you strengthen the pathway to it. The struggle is not a sign you don't know it. The struggle is the mechanism that makes you know it. And here's the most important shift in how you think about studying. What you can't retrieve is not evidence of failure. It is your study list for tomorrow. You are not identifying what you already know. You are identifying what you can't yet retrieve. Those are the only things that need your attention. Step 2. The blurting method. Immediately after reading a section, before you turn the page, before you move on, close the page and write or say out loud every single thing you just absorbed. Everything. Without looking. As fast as you can. Don't edit. Don't organize. Just blurt. It will feel incomplete. It will feel wrong. Some of it will actually be wrong. That feeling is exactly right. Why it works. Blurting forces your brain into active retrieval mode immediately after encoding, the window when the memory is freshest but also most fragile. The things you can't blurt are the things your brain hasn't stored yet. Not partially stored, not stored at all. Now, you know exactly what to go back and reread. Not the whole chapter, not the whole section, just the specific gaps that blurting revealed. This turns passive rereading into targeted retrieval practice, and targeted retrieval practice is what actually builds memory. Step 3. Spaced retrieval. This is the part most students skip entirely, and it is the single most powerful thing you can do for long-term memory. Testing yourself once is not enough. The forgetting curve is not a one-time event. It resets every time you don't retrieve, which means the timing of your retrieval matters as much as the retrieval itself. Here is the spacing that works. Test yourself 1 day after learning, then 3 days after, then 1 week after, then 2 weeks after. Why these intervals? Because each time you successfully retrieve information at the exact point where you were just about to forget it, your brain does 2 things. It stores the information more deeply, and it extends the window before you would forget it again. You are not reviewing. You are resetting the clock on forgetting. Every single time. Most students review before an exam. Students who use the system in this video are still retrieving 2 weeks after the exam because the information is now genuinely stored. That is the difference between short-term cramming and long-term knowledge. Step 4. The teach it back method. Take what you studied and explain it out loud as if the person listening knows absolutely nothing about the topic. No jargon, no shorthand, no assuming shared knowledge. Explain it the way you would explain it to a younger sibling who has never heard of it before. If you can explain it simply, cleanly, and without pausing to check your notes, you know it. If you stumble, repeat yourself, contradict yourself, or reach for the textbook, you have found the exact gap in your understanding, not your memory, your understanding. And that distinction matters. Why it works. Teaching forces your brain to organize information into a logical structure. You cannot teach in sequence what you only know as fragments. Retrieval alone tests whether you stored something. Teaching tests whether you actually understood it, and understanding is what survives exam pressure, unexpected question wording, and the gap between when you studied and when you actually need the information. The 4 steps in this video compound. Run all 4 together and your retention does not add up. It multiplies. The closed book test shows you what you know and what you don't. Blurting catches gaps while the memory is still fresh. Spaced retrieval locks it in permanently. Teaching exposes the structural gaps that all 3 missed. Most people study by putting things in. The system in this video works by pulling things out. That single reversal is the difference between forgetting everything and retaining everything. You were never bad at studying. You were just using tools designed for familiarity in a game that tests recall. Active recall does not ask you to study harder or study longer. It asks your brain to do the one thing that actually builds memory. Retrieve, struggle, retrieve again. That exam you blanked on, that is not your ceiling. That is what happens before you have the right system. The system in this video is that system. Use it tonight. If your brain just got the upgrade it actually needed, hit like. Subscribe because next week we are going deep on how to destroy exam anxiety in 3 minutes flat. The science-backed reset that works even when your hands are shaking. Let's go.